Hey everyone, what is going on? I'm back once again after 20 copyright claims later. Yeah, so as you guys know, yesterday's video, obviously I was anticipating it to happen. I didn't expect it to get that many, but yeah, I got 20 copyright claims. And one of the songs, as a result of this image, which I displayed in its full functionality, one of the songs rendered the video blocked. So I took that out and we decided to re-upload it. Or actually, I didn't have to re-upload it. It removed the restriction. So yeah, we are back with RoboMatrix from. This is Overthink Gaming. This is in a track mode image. However, keep in mind, Emulation Station is still there. So, just some additional details that I didn't discuss yesterday. So, yesterday was a full showcase showing you guys exactly what the image is capable of. It was too nice and perfect to not, to pretty much do a review and mute the sound. You guys needed to hear all the sounds that were available for that. So that was the intro screen that you guys were watching that you will get used to when you download this image. And the reason why I wanted to do this image in two parts is obviously because it's really nice and a lot of you won't have a lot of time or maybe hard drives downloading 500 gigabytes. But again, yeah, that was a full showcase of what it can do. But today is my full commentary to give you guys my overall thoughts and impressions about what I think about this awesome image. So first off, this is a 500 gigabyte image. This will work on the Pi 2 gigabyte model, or sorry, the Pi 4 gigabyte, Pi 4, 4 gigabyte model, 2 gigabyte, and 8 gigabyte. So again, this is using Supreme Ultra if you have Pistolero, or if you already have Venom, or if you have Retromania from Wolfenose, or if you have, I believe, is it Nostalgia Trip V3 from Damaso. It's pretty much the same base. However, he did all his work on the attract mode side. He did not touch Emulation Station. However, when you get this image, it will boot up directly in the Emulation Station, so that way you can adjust all of your controllers and everything else. So, what is really special about this? This is a full customized attract mode theme made on Supreme Ultra for the Pi 4. It's 500 gigabytes in total size. I believe the actual size is probably going to be about maybe 460, maybe 450 or so. I know the maker decided to tweak a few things, and he sent this over to me for a full review, and not just to do a review, but also get my opinions on everything because I am familiar with the entire base. So, just some additional details that I want to express to the image maker. You did one hell of a job. There is not one thing on here that is stock. Typically, a lot of people will take a base image, load it up with a bunch of ROMs. The base image already looks really good. They'll release it and say, hey guys, look what I did. That's not the case with this. And this is his first image, Overthink Gaming. Huge applause to you. You've done a phenomenal job. This is the best attract mode I've ever seen on the Pi 4. There was a lot of attention to detail that's going on to this, guys, as far as all the work, all the videos, all the video loading screens. He did that. I didn't even, I mean, I wanted to do something with Venom, but that probably would have taken me another couple of months or so. But I just don't want any of you who are downloading this just to think that this was just like, yeah, yeah, you did a little bit of work. No, 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 no. I have not. This is probably one of the most impressive images and most impressive work that I've seen as far as artwork and configurations, as far as really artwork, by the way, that I've seen in months. In fact, it's really been a breath of fresh air. All the different scroll through sounds that you see typically makes a sound. So he had to customize every little nick and cranny about all of this. There are a few things in here that are still the same as far as some of the basic attract mode layouts, as far as what Supreme added, as far as controls and system displays. That's all in there. But if you guys watch this video as well as my video yesterday, then you'll see how much time and effort has went into this image. That's why I wanted to upload that video with all the sights and sounds. So again, this is a 500 gigabyte interface or 500 gigabyte uh, uh, disk or SSD, SD hard drive, whatever you want to use. all of those should work. This is based on Supreme Ultra, so yes, it will have the additional dual output for the marquee. There are Lightgun Games on here, so this is a standard full-size image. So if you are familiar with Retromania, Venom, and other images out there, then yeah, it's kind of comparable. But remember, this is only a track mode that's really been touched on here. So again, just a huge shout out to this image maker who has spent a lot of time and work on this. Again, I believe he's going to release this in about 2 weeks. And if my mind serves me correctly, I believe he started working on this image around the time when Pistolero came out, which would have been around the end of November, closer to the beginning of December, because he's been posting in a number of groups and I know who the individual is. So that's how long he's been working on all of this. So I haven't played a lot of games on here. If you guys are familiar with the Supreme Ultra, I have a ton of videos on Retropie what the Pi4 can and cannot do. This is not overclocked to my knowledge. I have checked it. It doesn't come overclocked out of the box. You don't need to overclock a Pi image, people. The only reason why people typically overclock is because they aren't familiar with the video resolutions. And so the Pi tries to upload, let's say at 4K. I mean, it doesn't do 4K, but upload at 4K display or 1080p, and that causes the Pi to work harder instead of going into your resolution settings, setting it, let's say, at 720p, and then let the TV upscale and do all the work. So that's the reason why a lot of people do overclocking, is because they aren't familiar with that. However, I announced that back when the Pi came out, and so that's how you get better performance on a lot of these games. Even Nintendo 64, yes, it can run at full speed if you adjust your resolutions and pick out the correct emulator on the back end. So again, I believe this has over, let's take a look here. It has more than 34 arcade games on here. The track mode is a little different as far as all the games. I believe it. I know it has several thousand games on this particular image. I know that the original file size is about 450 gigs or so. But as you can see with this layout, for those of you who are interested in having something that is CoinOps based, and I know the CoinOps team was originally supposed to put out a Pi4 image, but don't know what happened to that. But if you are looking for something very similar, then this is what you are looking for. In fact, this is probably more impressive than what was originally supposed to come out. Lots of music, lots of action, lots of different customized sounds on here. Everything with Supreme Ultra will be granted to you. Also, keep in mind, I haven't gotten to this into a full video, but Mugen is fully supported on Supreme Ultra. There is an update you could go to on the Supreme Online Toolkit where it installs, what is it, Luminix? I believe it's that Luminix interface or whatever. You don't have to go to desktop. I had several people ask me that today. So yes, this image is capable of running Mugen. I know Damaso has posted some few videos in Retropie Official. He's really happy with the speed. I personally don't use it. However, yeah, I need to put out a tutorial to show you guys how to access it. And but we do have it fully capable running on Supreme Ultra. One of the members of the Supreme team activated it several weeks ago. No desktop is needed. Runs full speed. Runs perfectly fine. So you also have that there. So again, you have a lot of good games here. Of course, you're going to have your Simpsons, Ninja Turtles, everything else that is, that you're looking for. X-Men, Lightgun Games. I think there's about 40 different Lightgun games that are on here. So that's a good number of Lightgun games to have, pretty much for any Pi image. There are probably some more, but that's what's in the collection setting. Again, with the Lightguns, you will have to follow the tutorials to set it up, whether you're using Senden, whether you're using Gun 4 IR, or if you're using the Dolphin Bar. If you are using the aim track, you will still need to do some additional configurations for consoles. However, remember the aim track doesn't work on the Pi4 because the configurations doesn't work for certain emulators. So that's still something being looked into. And here you go. Here are some of the Lightgun games. Oh crap, I accidentally went into a game. I'll go ahead and hear and back out. There's one of the video loading screens. I probably didn't show you guys that yesterday. Use the same type of loading format. All custom, has some good sound effects there, but unfortunately for you guys, the sound is turned off. And that is one of the screens that you will see there when you use the marquee. So I don't believe the image maker added any videos for the marquee. I'll have to double check that. Um, you know what? Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and see if the image maker added any particular videos or any customized artwork. All right, so I bounced over to the desktop really quickly. So let's go to ROMs. And we will go to, where is that little folder at? We're going to go to Systems. And that is his main. So this is all the artwork that he added for the marquee. So let's go ahead and pull it up. So yeah, he did go ahead and add in some custom artwork here for the marquee. So if you do pull up the Game Gear system, this is what will pull up on the marquee side. Hacks. So awesome job. So yeah, he went through here and really did some good custom artwork. And I can look at it because there's roughly right now about 2, maybe 3 ROM packs or artwork packs for the Pi marquee. So I can tell this one's his, and he customized it because guys who are in the community were really familiar with this. So this is a look at all the marquees that are granted to you once you turn on the marquee script. Now, keep in mind the marquee script will be turned off when you guys get this, so you have to turn it on yourself. Great job on the artwork. Love it. So let me just go ahead and see if there's anything else in here. I will maximize this a little bit. Oh, it's already maximized. Yeah, you won't find this on a lot of images because, yeah, the Supreme team did a really good job making the script. So I think, okay, so he left some defaulted ones in here, which is fine. I'm not sure if some of these should overwrite some of these other ones that are in here. Haven't taken a look at all the file names. So just one last look at all the marquee titles you guys will get. Awesome. Nice job. All right, let's go ahead and bounce back over to Retropie and continue our review. So a lot of these themes that are in here, when you pick, whether you're picking console, arcade, or some of the other interfaces, you're going to get a different look for each one. So some of these will have a console-based type of theme. This one is going to have arcade for this particular set. So that one was Lightgun. So let's go ahead and take a look at Midway Classics. This is another collection that you can find here on the image. Now, the only small hiccup about this interface is not anything to do on the image maker, but how a track mode really works. Some of the video loading screens, as far as the artwork and whatnot, are going to be a little bit slow in the arcade set. I can't remember the additional reason why, but I think it has to do with the type of artwork that is actually used that causes it to run a little bit slower. I do know that the VRAM, the GPU RAM, is, I believe by default, 512 gigabytes. Typically, I know like with Venom and Pistolero, I think I set those to about 304, 327, something like that, as far as the GPU. So he set it as high as it possibly can, so you guys don't have to go in there and tweak anything for your themes in order to get the best possible experience. But yeah, again, this is a lot of work. You won't find too many people even touching a track mode because a track mode is its own separate beast. It's a lot of work, you know, and that's probably why he didn't really touch or do much with Emulation Station because even to find somebody that does a track mode and Emulation Station, yeah, that guy is the man. That's why most images you'll see is usually just Emulation Station or maybe a track mode, and you know that's why Supreme Team is definitely my favorite base to work with because you get 2 interfaces. Well, actually, what 3 or 4 interfaces, right? Rather now, but you get you get your Emulation Station, you get your track mode that goes along with it because not too many devs want to play around with it because it's work and making sure both of them work hand in hand without any additional problems. You got to be the man at just stuff like that. All right, so here we have your favorites. There's 41 in here for favorites. I believe this one's already set by Out of My Mind Gaming. And you can see you're going to get a different theme here. All of it looks really nice. And he also made a good, he left some of the original splash videos on here, as well as he made some of his own. So that was some another good point that he did. But again, I gave a huge shout out to him because this wasn't something that was just halfway put together. He customized every little nick and cranny with this particular image. Again, you can watch the other video to hear all the additional sound effects that you can hear with this particular image. Let's go ahead and pick Outrunners really quick. I want to see what pops up. Okay, so this initiated the game. I didn't want to do that but yeah, there's another video loading screen. So all these loading screens are customized. He didn't just take one PNG and slap it on top of a video loading screen. So you have a number of different photos or PNGs directly on that, plus a different. So I believe he probably used maybe 2 or 3 different processes to create some of these video loading screens. All right, so we're going to move on to another section here. Let's see, what section is this? Got Indiana Jones. Got X-Men. Now, he has another set in here. I'm not sure if this is it, but he has, I'm not sure if he does a 4-player section, but I know he has a dedicated 2-player section as well. So that's something else nice that he really added a different touch on. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me see. Oh, that's last played. Okay. But I know it's in here somewhere. Let's go ahead and take a look at extras really quick. And then, of course, for those of you who are interested in Kodi, Steam, and things of that nature, keep in mind that's something not new whatsoever. I mean, that's been on Retropie since the beginning of time. So you can even get that on the Pi 3B Plus image. So yes, all of that is standard on here. Remember, this has 3 different interfaces. You have Pegasus, you have Emulation Station, you have a track mode, and then of course you also have Pixel Desktop, which is really a 4 boot system, not 3. In some cases, I've noticed Pegasus has froze if you use a particular theme, but if you change that theme, you can fix it and it doesn't do that. You have all of your additional settings here as far as overscan, Raspberry Pi video output for those of you who are interested in arcade modding. If you have an arcade 1-up using that 5:4 display ratio, all that stuff is in here. So anything that you guys have watched covering my Supreme tutorials for the past 3 years, everything's here. You know, the video output script, online toolkit, light gun configuration, and a whole bunch of other stuff that people probably still don't know about or never use. It's all in here. It's all in Supreme Ultra. For those of you who are wondering, hey, should I bounce from Supreme Pro to Supreme Ultra? Yes, you should. Or if you have any image that was previously used before, I would say maybe a year ago, to maybe, I would think anything prior to June 2020 is obsolete. So this is where the business is, because you can add Mugen to this. There's some additional emulators out there you can obviously add, but I know that is all built into the Supreme Online Toolkit as well. Please keep in mind that a lot of older images, because I know a lot of people have asked me about some of DeMasso's images, like with V1 and V2 that he released, those were using some of the earlier versions of Supreme bases, so those won't work for the Pi4 8GB model. And then also too, try not, in most of them certain cases, try not to update through Raspberry Pi or through Retropie, because that may break some additional things as well. You do have Bluetooth. I will probably do a follow-up video regarding the Nesp case, because I know a lot of you guys have been having problems with your 8-bit O controllers. But there you have your front end selector. And I take it he's a huge RoboCop fan. So you got RoboCop 1, 2, and 3. You got all the games there. And if you guys have any questions regarding any of this, check out all of my Retropie tutorials, or leave a comment below, because pretty much anything that you need to know about Supreme Ultra or the Raspberry Pi 4 in terms of retro gameplay, you will find it in one of my playlists. It's all there. Now, I was tempted because I know some people always ask, what is the best Raspberry Pi image out there for you for arcade gaming? So I would probably say I would take, if I had to make a perfect Raspberry Pi or RetroPie image, I would pull or extract all of this from the attract mode side. I would dump it onto Wolfenos's image as far as the because of all his configs and everything that he has on there. So you would have this on the track mode side, and then I would add in a lot of my other custom artwork and stuff from Venom, put that in the emulation station, and that would pretty much give me my perfect Pi image. If I ever wanted to decide on doing something like that, that would be what I would pretty much compile together and call the perfect Pi image, in my opinion. Because it's all there. So again, we have computer gaming, we have consoles, you have your handheld. So let's take a look again at this theme, so that you can see here you have a different theme on here. And also to make sure you check out Overthink Gaming's YouTube channel. He has a comparison between what the stock Supreme Ultra track mode looks like versus everything that he had it. I wanted to do something very similar, but he's already done that video, so go ahead and check out Overthink Gaming's channel in that regard. A lot of artwork here. He customized all these videos. Man, I can only tell you that this took months and months. It's not just about adding it, but you got to find a lot of this stuff and source it yourself. And then make sure the whole aspect ratio and everything shows up, nice and neat, because you don't want something that, is some garbage just popping up. So again, here's another loading screen here with the Game Boy Color. Has a stock video screen in the back. Has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 PNGs loaded with another custom artwork interface with the loading screen that he added there. And let's go ahead and back out and we'll continue further. All right. Let's see, we have Game Gear hacks. Okay, I don't think anything's in there. Let's take a look at collections really quick. Just absolutely impressive work. This guy definitely put in the wrench time, as I like to say. Definitely put in some wrench time. So again, he sent this over for me to get my full opinion about it. I mean, obviously there were some tweaks that he's going to make, and he's re-uploading it again. Give him some time. So it takes usually about 3.5 to about 4 days just for him to upload this once again, and then I'll probably download it again. Or I know this will eventually be on Arcade Punks, so that's why I say give it about a week and a half to 2 weeks, because obviously we want to download it again, just make sure everything's working correctly and make sure it's just spot on. But I really appreciate a number of you in the community trusting me to do some of these reviews, because I have a full understanding of how this works. With DB Project, I did his review a couple of days ago. You guys really like that. And then also this too, to give them constructive feedback, because these are new RetroPie image makers. I know DB Project has been a while as far as making splash screens and videos, so he decided to take his skills to the next level. And then of course Overthink Gaming, I believe he does some other arcade mods as well. But again, this is his first image. So I mean, in the past several months or so, this is the top image as far as the amount of work that has really been put in my opinion, because of, number one, he's brand new, and then number two, the attention to detail to do something this big of this size and pretty much get it right the first time is really no easy task. This is not just a ROM dump and not just working with Emulation Station, but challenging a track mode. I mean, bravo. That is something to be congratulatory about. So, yeah, guys, make sure you like and subscribe, share this video around, leave a comment down below. I know a lot of you are going to have questions, but just to quickly recap, yes, this will work on all the Pi models, even the Pi 400, SSD, hard drive, USB, SD capable. It has the marquee tools. It has video marquee on here as well. Obviously, as far as Let me see if is the sending software on here. Yeah, the sending software is already preloaded, I do believe. But if you want to update it, you're still going to have to update and configure it yourself. Um, yeah, I think that's roughly about it. But just make sure you guys are properly EEPROM updated. That's the only thing I can see if something doesn't possibly boot correctly on your screen. But I have a number of different tutorials, not just for this, but arcade modding as well, to how we integrate different things and make it easier on us. And I do have a few at games and arcade one up videos coming up as well. So again, guys, this is Kiodiekin. If you're also into fireworks, look at my other channel, Kiodiekin. If you love fireworks, we're definitely growing over there. And check out my shop channel on Etsy. Thank you guys very much. Kiodiekin merch. Again, guys, this is Kiodiekin signing out. I'll catch you guys later. Love y'all. Bye-bye.